Hey guys, I can't stress enough how much details is going to be in this story. Probably one of the most graphic stories that I have been able to tell that has this much details in it. So let's get right to it. Warning, viewer discretion is advised. This is the story of Takoda Collins. Takoda Collins was born on December 18, 2008. And unfortunately, his 10 years that he will live on this earth would be literally a living nightmare. Takoda would live in a house with his father, Al Mutahan McLean, Amber, and her sister, Jennifer, along with a 3-year-old boy. Al, Amber, and Jennifer's reign of terror over 10-year-old Takoda ended on December 13, 2019, when the torture inflicted by McLean was finally too much for the child to survive. McLean had inflicted injuries to every part of Takoda's body. The abuse of Takoda's last day was imaginable. McLean beat this child, stood on him, pushing his full weight on his child's body, forced him into water as Takoda could be heard struggling. His final act of humiliation, rage, and torture repeatedly forced a broken chair leg deep into Takoda's rectum. The investigation unfolded. It became clear the more tragic than the facts surrounding Takoda's death were the facts of the life that he endured in the House of Terrors that was in 1934 Kingston. As early as his first grade year in 2015, Takoda suffered daily abuse inflicted by his biological father, McLean, and encouraged, facilitated by his self-appointed stepmother, Amber, and her sister, Jennifer. When McLean's, Hines, and Jennifer withdrew him from school in 2018 at the age of 9, they perfected his isolation from the world. Unchecked could escalate his extreme abuse and torture. Although the extreme abuse existed while he was in school, from the time Takoda being withdrawn from school, his entire life revolved around being locked in a barren attic. He was denied clothing, food, light, and access to a bathroom. Every single night and day of Takoda's life consisted of constant, unending torture. For entire days, 20-hour days, he was forced to pose in bizarre and painful punishment positions. While Takoda suffered his tortured poses, McLean would monitor him from the comfort of their furnished living room and bedroom. When Takoda would dare to move from the torture position chosen by McLean, McLean would horrifically beat him as a punishment. If McLean had not noticed the transgression, Hines and Amber would have alerted McLean so he can execute the punishment for the child perceived disobedience. When Takoda had no other alternative, he defecated in the filthy attic. McLean became enraged and forced Takoda to eat his own feces, even as Takoda begged and struggled against him. Takoda thus learned that this was expected of him and began to eat his own feces to avoid McLean force-feeding it to him. Alrighty guys, follow me for part 2 of this story.